Hi all, welcome to another session. So in the last session we discussed about Cypress. So basically what Cypress is and why we'll be using Cypress and why it's currently in the market. And we also discussed features around Cypress, that what makes us why it is so easy and why it is in high in performance and reliability and all those things. And we also discussed the architecture of Cypress. Also, we compared Cypress with Selenium. So in this lesson, we'll be seeing how to install Cypress basically. So installing Cypress, so for that we'll be referring their official documentation. So let me open the website. In the website, if you go onto this documentation part, you'll see something like installing Cypress. So let's click onto this. Yeah, so we will land onto this page and you will be seeing that it's written there are three ways to install that. How to install Cypress via npm, yarn or pnpm, or you can directly download it or with package.json. Okay, so but there are a few system requirements as well that we need to you know see what are the requirements, prerequisites basically, before installing Cypress. So let's quickly jump on to the prerequisite part. Okay, so first of all lies our operating system. Cypress is a desktop application that is installed onto your computer. The desktop application supports these operating systems. So it only supports macOS above 10.10.9 and above, then Linux, Ubuntu 20.04 and above, then Fedora, then Debian 8 and so on. So also if for Windows we have Windows 10 and above. So these are the prerequisites for installing before installing Cypress. So you should see what if you're using Mac, so you should be on 10.9 or above. If you're using Linux, you should be having these versions, and if you're using Windows, so we should be having Windows 10 and above. For me, I'm using Windows 10 basically, so I'll be I have the same requirement as with me. And for then the next thing is Node.js. Okay, so as we know, Cypress is built on top of Node.js, so we should have Node.js installed onto a system basically. So for Node, the Node version should be either 18 or 20 or above. Okay, so in order to install Node, so what you should do, you should just go onto Google and type Node.js download. So this will open the official Node.js website, and if you see, we have these Windows installer, Mac OS installer, and source code. So for me, I'll be dealing with Windows. If you are on Mac, so you can go with the Mac version. So we have a MSI file, we have a zip file, same for the package file, and the target zip file for Mac as well. So depending on my configuration, I have 64 bit. So if you'll click onto this, so this will download, this will type. Okay, so this is downloaded on to my downloads folder, and just you'll double click, and there are a few simple steps to download this, to install this basically, and you'll all set to install Node.js onto your system. Once you install Node.js onto your system, in order to verify, go to your command prompt basically, terminal for Mac, and just type here node hyphen hyphen version. See, I have 20.11.1, or there's another command as well, node hyphen v. So this, either you can use node hyphen version or node hyphen v to see the version of node onto your system. So this way you will be able to install node onto your system and verify you have node as node or not onto your system. So we have hardware and we have these commands for Ubuntu, we have Linux prerequisites that we have. So you can go if you are working on the same, or basically they provide for Docker as well. So these are the prerequisites for these. So let's move on to our next part. So install via npm. So there's a simple command that they're showing that you create a project onto your system, and then you just simply hit this command, npm install cypress hyphen hyphen save hyphen dev. So this will save as a dev dependency onto your project. I'll show you in the later part. And recommended approach is to install with npm, because cypress is version like any other dependency. So basically it's a package, so it is a version based package, so they also preferring to install it via npm. You can install it via yarn as well. Same thing, go onto your project path, then just type this command yarn add, or simply copy this command. If you click onto this, you will be able to copy to clipboard. And then we have pnpm as well, the same things, or you can directly download onto your system. I think they have provided the link here. Okay, so this is directly downloading onto my system. So this can also be done, but as a part of our lecture, so we'll be seeing how to install it via basically npm. Okay, so see, there's a zip file downloaded here, and you can easily extract that and download sorry, and install that. So let's see how to do that first. So I'll create a folder onto my desktop, basically naming Cypress 6. So I have created one folder onto my desktop naming Cypress 6. Okay, so the second step, okay, once you have created this folder, one more prerequisite is that you should have VS Code onto your system, because we'll be working on VS Code with Cypress. So for VS Code, if I type VS Code download, so we have a first link here, download VS Code. That is for Windows 11. You simply click and you'll be able to download this and just install this onto your system. That's pretty simple. Once you install this VS Code, you'll see a shortcut onto your folder, something like this. Okay, so just double click that. Yeah, so it's open now. So it's showing a welcome screen here, that create a new file, open folder, open project, anything. So I have pre-installed onto my system. I have recently opened these many projects onto my system. So just go to your folder, just go to your VS Code and click on files. After clicking on files, go to open folder, and this is the Cypress 6 folder that I created just now on desktop. I'll be clicking this and I'll select this folder. So it's opening Cypress 6 onto my system. Now what's the next step? So open terminal here. Okay, click on new terminal. So this will open the terminal from the root of this project. So this project lies inside user OneDrive desktop, and Cypress 6 is the path here. So I'm onto the root of my project as suggested here. CD onto your root of your project. So I'm onto my root of the project, that is here. And what's the next step? It's saying npm install cypress hyphen hyphen dev. But before that, you need to initialize the package.json here. Okay, let me show you how to do that. In order to initialize the package.json, just hit npm init. So npm init is just for initializing. Init means initialize the package.json file. Just hit and enter here. So this will ask you from some basic package name, let's say automation, then version, let's say I'll keep 1.1 only, description, let's say I'll say Cypress automation. Then entry point will be index.js, same. Then test command, nothing for now. Git repository, nothing for now. Keywords, nothing for now. Author, let's say I'll give my name. The license, nothing. Then just affirm yes and see. This has created a package.json file. Double click onto this This is the same information that we typed here. That is, name is automation, version is 1.1.0, description I gave here as Cypress automation. Yeah, entry point is your main index.js, the main file. Then script test, I did not give anything for test commands for now. We'll see later part how to deal with this. Then we have, I gave the author as Rishabh and the license is kept as same ISC. So this is initialized. So this is what, how we initialize a package.json in any JavaScript based framework or something. The heart of your file, your project is package.json. Like in Java, we have Maven, we have pom.xml. It's similar to the pom.xml package. We use versioning of libraries for this. Package.json for versioning the libraries. So next part is that you have initialized your package.json. So now we can go here and we can just, it's saying npm install cypress hyphen hyphen save hyphen hyphen dev. Let me copy this, just come here and paste this up and hit an enter. So this will start installing Cypress onto your machine. And if you are installing it for the first time, so it will show you a message that you are installing it for the first, looks like you are installing it for the first time, and then this will take around, I think, 4 to 5 minutes to install when you are installing it for the first time. Okay, so if we can see here, we have a dev dependency created as Cypress. Why dev dependency? Because we specified is that it as minus minus save hyphen devs. That means we need it as a dev dependency. Okay, so now what is the next part? So we, as you can see, after doing this, we have initialized, we have node modules onto our project. Okay, then we have a package.json as well. So now what's the next step? Let's go on to there. Once you install this, installation part is done, then the second part is opening Cypress. So how to open Cypress? Via npm, it's npx cypress open. So what npx cypress open means is that it's saying you can open from the root project if in one of the following ways, depending on the package manager you are using. That is either npm or yarn or pnpm. So for yarn, it's yarn cypress open. For pnpm, it's pnpm cypress open. For npm, it's npx cypress open. What does npx means? Npx means node package executor. Okay, so this will inside the, if I go on to node modules, ABC. Yeah, inside you can see inside the node modules we have one our Cypress here available. So what will this do? This will search inside the node modules and this will pick this Cypress package here and this will start, it will open this up. So node package executor will search for the Cypress here. Or the second way is you can cd onto this path and just this path up till bin and you can say Cypress open. So this will also, I mean to say that you can cd onto node modules and then you can cd onto Cypress, then cd, then move to bin and then you can simply type npm, sorry, Cypress open to this path and just give the command Cypress open. So this will also open, but we have a shortcut that is an npx Cypress open. So npx node package executor Cypress open. Okay, so this will open something window like this. So we have here, we can see we have two parts here, end-to-end testing and component testing. So component testing is basically, we can say, as a unit testing sort of thing, that we will, let's say there are components. I think everyone knows what component testing is. So we test in components. So let's say one module is built, so we'll just testing that module. So that lies in component testing. And for end-to-end testing, so that means a complete flow of the application we are testing. So currently we'll be seeing around end-to-end testing. So once you click onto that, so you will land here. So it says that cypress.config, it shows you the files that will be created here that are predefined it. So first is cypress.config.js, second is cypress supports end-to-end.js, then commands.js and fixture examples.js. So this is the code part here. It's showing you This is the code that will be here in this file. This is the code that will be here. This is all predefined that will come onto here. You need to just click on continue. So now this will allow you to choose your browser, Chrome, Edge, or Electron. Electron is the by default browser. Then we have Chrome as well. Then we have Edge as well. So currently Firefox, I think they are not supporting. Previously it was there, but I don't know. In a beta version it was there, but now they are not supporting, I think so. So start end to end. Okay, so this will basically open you a runner. So we have specs here, we have runs here, we have debug here, we have settings here. Okay, so now it's saying you, if you want to create your own spec file, then you can create a new spec file, or we have some examples here. So I'll choose some examples. So it will say, oh, just click on. So these are the example files of for Cypress. So I'll say okay, I got it. So on spec files, so we are here, it's showing us Cypress end to end. We have getting started, we have advanced examples. Okay, so let's, so this is after opening, so you should be landed over till here. Now let's move on to VS Code now. So if I close node modules, you can see previously we did not have anything like Cypress here. Okay, now we have a Cypress folder as well. So what is there in that? We have a download folder, we have an end to end, and you can see these are the same files that are here, correct? Getting started and advanced example, same. It has one file and it has so many files. So if we see, getting started has one file and advanced example has so many files. So next we have fixtures. So fixtures, we have example.json, then we have support, we have inside support, we have command.js and end-to-end. So let's quickly understand it one by one. So downloads is something that you will download once you, let's say there is a scenario that you are downloading a file. So this will directly, once you click onto the, once you perform the download action, so the similar file or whatever the thing is that will come onto this downloads folder. Then inside end-to-end file, what is that? This is the heart of Cypress, basically we can say, a framework. So inside end-to-end, what we have the test files. So if you are writing any test file, if you want to write any basically test, so you'll just go on to end-to-end dot end-to-end folder and you will create a file here. So see, because Cypress will only recognize the tests that are there inside the end-to-end, correct? We cannot see anything apart from end-to-end folder, nothing here, neither we have fixtures there, nothing we have. So you'll have to create your file inside end-to-end folder, and then the extension should be .cy.js. Okay, previously it was .js, but in the version I think 10 they have changed to .cy.js. So this is, yeah, this is the structure of basically a file. So we'll see in the later part. And we have the second thing is example fixtures. So fixtures is nothing but data driving your test. If you want to data drive your test, so everything will be in JSON. You will have to give in JSON format. You will use some hooks around fixtures and you will be able to retrieve the data and data drive your test with the same data using this examples.json folder file. You can create multiple files of your choice. It's a simple example. It's given that they have a object here that has the key value of name using whatever string they are passing using fixtures to represent. They have a property of email, hello cypress @io. They have a property of body, that fixtures are a great way to mock data response. Okay, so this is nothing but an object and that has a key value pairs. So you can also create your own. Let's say you have a scenario of, you have a form, you can give the name and all address here. Let's say form1.js one.json, or let's say your name, whatever. Let's say you have multiple environments and you want to, for test environment you have certain different data, and for dev environment you have different data, and for prod you have different data. So you can keep multiple test data files here. Let's say prod.json, test.json, or dev.json. You can define whatever properties you want to define for that test, and you can simply data drive. So that will look into the later part. So next folder is supports. Inside supports we have command.js. So what is this? You can, this file is simply just if you want to add your external, explicitly add your commands. Okay, let's say you want to add a login scenario. So what you'll do, you'll add cypress.commands. Since in every test you will be using the login feature, correct? Let's say you are making everything independent, so you'll log in again and again. Since it's an end-to-end workflow, so you'll log in again and again with certain tweaks in the test, let's say. So cypress commands dot add, you can use this login, and you can inside the callback you can give your logic whatever is there. And if you will be calling, you can simply call this as by cy.login method. No need to again do that steps of login. You can simply call cy.login, and this will, so login is the method name basically, and you will be command name, and you'll simply type cy.login. You will be able to call that onto your test. Okay, so this is all about what we have is around command.js. Okay, then we have secondary, that is end-to-end js. Okay, so end-to-end js is the file that firstly runs onto your, once you open Cypress or once you're executing Cypress. See, we have here written import dot slash commands, that we are importing this file. Okay, so first this will load this file, whatever are the prerequisites, that is whatever are the commands here that will be loaded, and then your script will run. So that Cypress knows whenever it comes with an explicit command, so it knows around. So end to end js is the first file that will execute, where you can tweak your things whatever you want. So that is what end-to-end JS file is all about. Then we have a cypress.config.json. If you want to change your configs around Cypress, so you can simply come here and change those. Let's say you want to change your timeout, so let's say you want to change some behavior onto on loading, on page loading or something, so you can do that here. So this was simply for what project structure looks like, and you need not to create anything. So this is all by default available on top of the command, that is npx cypress open. You will just see, and this structure will be available to you. So it is very simple. There's nothing like you need to create, or your first, what we say, your framework, or you need to create your folders, and then you need to be hectic around that, how to deal with that. There's nothing here. You will simply get this structure and you will be able to work. So let's quickly write our first test. Let's say right, first test dot cy dot js. So in order to write your test, we use Mocha framework here. I'll teach you Mocha in the later part, and let's see how to. So inside Mocha we have describe and it form. Okay, we'll say describe. Describe is basically acts as a test suite. Let's say my first test suite. Okay, then a function basically. Then inside we have it box. There can be multiple it inside a describe. So these are nothing but tests. Okay, let's say uh, landing, visiting a page. Let's say launch browser basically. Launch browser and visit a page. Again, give a callback. Then how to do that? In order to visit a URL, you need to just simply type cy.visit. See, and pass the, see, it's saying that the URL is the URL to visit. Okay, if it relates to you base URL. Okay, so in, if you have a base URL, you can give on to the configs for the base URL, or you simply type your URL. So let's say you go st, component slash slash. Let's save this and see, I have created a file and it's showing here. Now click onto this. See, it's opening here. So this is what this is, and it is passing as well. So this is my test suite that describes my first test suite. Then we have multiple methods. We can have it blocks. So this is the first test that says launch and visit a page. So this is a Cypress runner. Okay. And the best part of Cypress runner is that I'll show you. Just keep looking here. It will automatically run if I change the URL and just hit Control S. Let's say I'll write www dot. So see, I'll just observe the behavior here. I'll just press Control S. I've saved this file and it's automatically running in back behind the scenes. So if I now open, see, there's nothing you need to rerun your test or something. It will automatically load your things. And if you want to re-execute this, or if you want to run your all test, or this is I think for retry. Okay, yeah, this is for retry. So if you want to rerun your test, okay, and these are the logs that are being fetched here. The API calls and all whatever are there, everything is going in green. Okay, there's one uncaught exception, I think so. Yeah, that can be ignored. That it is also ignoring. So this is how if you want to run your another file, let's say we have here that is getting started. I'll just click onto this, and this will start running this file. Correct. So we have one test that is displayed to do items by default. So if I go on to this file, this is the first test that says, yeah, this is the first test, and before each, like we have before each in selenium and testng, same is there for mocha as well. Then we have the first it block that says display to do items list. Then we have second add new to dos. Then we have a third test. Then we have another test. So if we see, we have the first one display to do, can add new to do items, can check off an item. So these are multiple tests and you can run any of them. Okay, so this is how, if you want to run some other test, just click onto that test and this will start running. Okay, and see, it is also showing you the logs that what it is doing. Before each is just visiting your URL, then cy.get is for getting a web element, then type is for typing. We will study our in the later part. And this is for assertions, that this should have equal to this, or then we have type disabled, we are checking something around here. Then we have focus on to, this is also inside before each, this is calling this and this, and so on. So this is how Cypress works, and this is the beauty of Cypress. If you want to change your browser, simply come here, let's say Edge, this will again open up, and yeah, this will run in Edge. Okay, so this is running in Edge, you can see. Then if you want to run in Electron, just come here. Okay, it's opened here. So this is opening in Electron. Again, you want to switch back to Chrome, just come here, this will open Chrome. Then the second thing is that if you want to change your viewports, so you can change your viewports by giving in the cypress config.js, or you can simply specify. This we'll see in the later part. So that was all about Cypress. So in the next part we'll be discussing how to interact with web elements in Cypress. So thanks all for watching this video. Hope this was quite informative. Thank you.